welcome. You're watching Exclusive. I'm Padmaja Joshi. Yesterday, the Prime Minister bowled a googly which people are still trying to decode and decipher. He seemed to have turned the tables on the Congress, which for 10 years now has run the Soot Boot Ki Sarkar and Modi ke do yaar attack against the BJP. When he said that it's Ambani and Adani who are sending cash by the tempo and truckloads to the Congress party. Kitna maal uthaya, he said. Why did the Prime Minister say that? People were left wondering until a hint came today from Amit Shah. Amit Shah also incidentally was speaking in Telangana just like the Prime Minister yesterday when he brought up the Adani-Ambani Congress link issue. Today, Amit Shah said that forget everything else. 2024 is only about one thing. It is a fight between Narendra Modi and Rahul Gandhi.
भाइयों और बहनों, ये 2024 का जो चुनाव है, ये राहुल गांधी वर्सेस नरेंद्र मोदी का चुनाव है। ये चुनाव वोट फॉर जिहाद, इसके अगेंस्ट वोट फॉर विकास का चुनाव है।
So was that the entire intent of the attack? To make sure that from other issues, from anti-incumbency, from the reservation attack being mounted by the Congress, the focus shifts back again to the binary of Rahul Gandhi on one side and Narendra Modi on the other. Today, Rahul Gandhi responded and again he said, remember yesterday he had put out a video saying, why don't you do an investigation into who is really being given money by the Adani-Ambani duo? Today he said, don't get misled. This is about a fight for secularism, constitution, democracy and jobs, and nobody should be misled into thinking otherwise.
नरेंद्र मोदी के हाथ से चुनाव निकल रहा है, वो स्लिप कर रहे हैं और हिंदुस्तान के प्रधानमंत्री नहीं बनेंगे। उन्होंने डिसीजन ले लिया है कि अगले 4-5 दिन में आपके ध्यान को भटकाना है, कुछ ना कुछ ड्रामा करना है। नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने आपको कहा था कि 2 करोड़ युवाओं को रोजगार देंगे, झूठ बोला, नोटबंदी की, गलत जीएसटी लागू की और सारा का सारा काम अदानी जैसे लोगों के लिए किया है। 4 जून को इंडिया गठबंधन की सरकार आ रही है। 15 अगस्त तक भर्ती भरोसा स्कीम में 30 लाख युवाओं को रोजगार देने का काम शुरू हो जाएगा।
अमित शाह जी हार के डर से हताश हो गए हैं, निराश हो गए हैं और उल जलूल बयानबाजी पर उतर आए हैं। देश का संविधान भूल गए हैं, लोकतंत्र भूल गए हैं। लोकतंत्र हमारा और संविधान हमारा देश में हिंदू मुसलमान के नाम वोट मांगने को निषेध मानता है। अमित शाह जी के खिलाफ इलेक्शन कमीशन को चाहिए कि एक रिपोर्ट करे और उनको चुनाव लड़ने से बार करे और उनके खिलाफ एफआईआर करे।
देखिए 2014 में तो बहुत सारे मुद्दे थे, मुद्दों के आधार पर चुनाव हुआ था। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी एक आकांक्षा और विश्वास की किरण बनकर आए थे और आज जिस तरह का चुनाव हो रहा है, इस चुनाव में विपक्ष कोई मुद्दा नहीं उठा पा रहा है। मुद्दा उठाने के बजाय विपक्ष वोट जिहाद की बात कर रहा है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी विकास के मुद्दों को लेकर के हमेशा आगे चली थी और आज एक कैसे विकास की उन्मुख सरकार है, इन दोनों के बीच में तुलना करके जनता वोट करने का काम करेगी।
All right, so how is this panning out? Joining us is JVC Sriram, political strategist and commentator, Rohan Mitra, political analyst. Joining us in a while will be Shivam Chabra of the BJP. JVC, do you think that this was the intent of bringing in Ambani, Adani, and has it succeeded?
See, I think it has succeeded in the sense, we know for sure that Ambani and Adani were the favorite topics of Rahul Gandhi, not just now, from 2019 onwards. And the last few days certainly is not picking up those things. And the central campaign, as far as the Congress party is concerned, is done by Rahul Gandhi. And we know the kind of damage which Sam Petroda's statements and several other things have happened. So whether we like it or not, this is an election to choose the Prime Minister of this country. And there is an incumbent Prime Minister who has had for the last 10 years, who's the most popular person in India. That's what the world rating agencies tell us. And there is this Rahul Gandhi, who's projected as a challenger. Obviously, this binary always suits BJP. It always suits Narendra Modi. Because till now, the BJP had been asking, हमारा पास मोदी है, आपका पास कौन है? In fact, this was the kind of campaign which was micro campaign which has been running in several constituencies by several sitting MPs or the BJP contestants. So the simple question was, Hamara paas Modi hai, aapka paas kaun hai? Now slowly it is coming out as Hamara paas Rahul hai.
So then my follow-up question to that is, then this you are changing, you're trying to change it into a Modi versus Rahul, but the facts don't add up, because the Prime Minister said that Rahul Gandhi is not talking about Ambani Adani. Yesterday was the 8th of May. Rahul Gandhi has spoken about Ambani Adani on the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 5th and the 6th of May. He has spoken about these businessmen on 5 days since the beginning of just this month. So then the argument would be, even at the risk of not being scrupulous with facts, are you trying to change it into Rahul versus Modi, and does it reek of desperation, JVC?
No. I think, see, it has been the kind of, in social media, you must see the kind of supporters of Congress projecting Rahul Gandhi as to becoming the Prime Minister, and we don't even know whether they will cross 50 seats or not. But on the contrary, if you look at the social media, right in the social media, from morning till evening, there are a gang of people who keep on coming into the social media and saying that, look at the kind of followers for Rahul Gandhi. Look at who is going to become the Prime Minister. Congress is crossing 100 seats. BJP is not even crossing 250 seats. Rahul Gandhi is the next one. Rahul Gandhi. This is the narrative which is spun. Now, they will have to see, because it is not the responsibility of anyone else. It is the responsibility of the Congress and Indie Bloc to say, are we headless, or is Rahul Gandhi the head? There is a guy called TTV Dinagaran and Tirunelveli. He asked a very simple question right in his campaign. I know I have a head in Narendra Modi. You don't have a head. You are a headless fellow. This is what was the entire campaign trail, and it worked wonders. No, they could not answer. Now also let them come and say, Rahul is not our candidate, which means you're headless. Then I will ask, Hamara paas Modi hai, aapka paas kaun hai?
Okay, respond. Rohan Mitra.
Padmaja,
So
I don't need to respond.
You agree, Rohan Mitra?
I'm just, I can hear you. I'm just listening to everything what Mr. Sriram was saying. You remember 2004? There was a very strong Prime Minister which the BJP had in Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee. And the Congress didn't put up a face. The BJP was assuming that Mrs. Sonia Gandhi was the face. They built that whole campaign as a foreigner versus Mr. Vajpayee. And what happened when the results came out? We had Mr. Manmohan Singh who became the Prime Minister. And he led a coalition. All right. So for them to say a lot of things, it is, we are in the 4th phase of the election. After this, we are past the halfway mark. They're not talking about issues anymore. They started with the manifesto. They went towards the manifesto by saying that things which were not mentioned in the manifesto anywhere. Yesterday was the most funniest. You had the Prime Minister who acknowledged that Mr. Ambani and Mr. Adani have black money. They are corrupt. This is the line which Mr. Rahul Gandhi has been saying from the very first, since the day the demonetization happened. And he said the demonetization
Mr. Gandhi's favorite line. Has he again managed to make it a contest between two? Has he again managed to make it a presidential style contest?
He can try everything in his avenue. That's up to him. See, that's a point, Padmaja. When the India group came together, it was very clear. These questions were asked not from any individual. You in the media have been asking these questions since June of last year. And the India bloc leaders have clearly said that, listen, we are fighting on issues of inflation. We are talking about jobs. And once the results come out on the 4th of June, we are going to sit, we are going to come up with a constructive mandate, and we are going to form the government where we will decide who the leaders are. And the India bloc has great leadership in them. They have been chief ministers multiple times in the India bloc.
You say... Fair. So you say there is no face. Contrary to that, actually there is a face. The most prominent face everywhere across your posters, across your campaign, across even your Twitter handle is Rahul Gandhi. But when it comes, let's take a look at why the BJP is trying to make it into a contest between two individuals. Let's put out some data. Basically, both these gentlemen, Mr. Modi and Mr. Gandhi, kicked off their party's election campaign on the 31st of March. Now, since then, Mr. Modi has addressed 83 election rallies across 18 states and union territories between March 31 and the 5th of May, 5th of this month. As far as Mr. Modi is concerned, Mr. Modi has done more than double this Mr. Modi has done 83 election rallies across 18 states. As far as Rahul Gandhi is concerned, it is a fraction of what Mr. Modi has done. Do you think that that in itself is something that the people see? They see, okay, here is a reluctant politician, here is a full-time politician, or what the BJP says, 24/7 for 2047. Rohan Mitra.
Padmaja, the Prime Minister of India has a lot of resources at his anvil, which Mr. Rahul Gandhi, or for that matter, no opposition leader has in his anvil or in our anvil. We have one helicopter, we have one airplane. Where the Prime Minister is concerned, he has the official Indian Air Force, he has the Indian helicopters, he has multiple resources to do this. And as far as we are concerned, Rahul Gandhi is the Congress party is contesting in 320 odd seats. So the Congress party's election, the scope of the election, we have strategized this contest as a, it's a multi-faceted election where we have leaders in our bloc who are taking the election at a micro level in their states. Sorry? I didn't get that.
Okay, fair enough. So Rahul Gandhi done 40 rallies. Modi has done 83 rallies. That is because the Congress has done Shivam Chhabra man-to-man marking. They are contesting 350 seats, which they are sure they are going to win. More importantly, when you try and make it again Rahul versus Modi, it's because you're running away from issues. Shivam Chhabra.
Padmaja, unfortunately, the Congress party is unable to see the real picture. Now, the real picture is that after their relaunch and relaunch exercises one after one, they are unable to launch Rahul Gandhi into the people. So they must realize this fact that the popularity of Rahul Gandhi, or for that matter any opposition leader, does not match the dynamism and I would say the workaholic nature of the Honorable Prime Minister. So that is what the reality is. And I think it is going to be into the favor of the Congress party as soon as they realize the same. As far as our agenda is concerned, as I say and as I always say, the India Alliance, the so-called the Ghamandiya Alliance, as I popularly say, lacks the agenda for the development of the new India. Now, the entire pole plank of the Ghamandiya Alliance rests on the fact that they are anti-Modi. That is it. That is the end of the story for the Ghamandiya Alliance. Now, what we are giving to the people and saying that let it just give us a chance once again in 2024. Let us say, Abki baar fir Modi Sarkar. When we say this, we are promising the people of this country the good governance 3.0. We have delivered in past 10 years. And we promise to keep delivering for another 5 years down the line.
And when you go back to the people, sir,
absolutely very clear.
No. When you go back to the people of India, you don't talk about the governance, you don't talk about what you've delivered, but you start talking about the Mangal Sutra, you talk about Hindu, Muslim, you talk about Pakistan, you talk about China as participants in this election. So that's the point. If you want to talk about issues, let's talk about jobs. You promised 2 crore jobs. Where are those 2 crore jobs? Those jobs haven't been fulfilled. Today also people leaks are happening. We saw what happened in the NEET. The students who have studied for the longest time, their aspirations are not being met. Women are not safe. Your alliance partner, I don't want to even mention his name. You've seen what has happened in Karnataka. The same people in 2023, you were against them. You made them an ally and you saw what they have done to the women of Karnataka. This is not just one video. Even in Shondesh Khali, right now, you have the national media picking up on stories where a lot of the atrocities which were supposedly have happened were all pre-planned by the BJP. So, sir, please deliver on the promises. Instead of talking about issues, you're the one who's talking about other things. We are the ones who are talking about issues and our leader is talking about issues. And the Prime Minister has acknowledged that the Mr. Ambani and Mr. Adani have black money and are corrupt and taking the issue forward. Now, what do you have to say? You have nothing to say, but you just want to take it into the rhetoric space.
Rohan bhai.
Okay, JVC Shriram, here's the thing. You listen to Rahul Gandhi also today. He did not respond. He did not respond to any generic ad hominem attacks on him. He said, I am talking about jobs. Rohan Mitra is saying, talk about Prajwal Revanna. Somebody else is saying, you talk about reservation. Are you going to increase the reservation cap above 50%? I again ask you, are these attacks on Rahul Gandhi? Because Amit Shah also then, he had an attack on Rahul Gandhi where he said, you know, you are going to again lose Raebareli as well. Why don't you take a vacation and go away from politics permanently? Is this effort to turn the focus back on Rahul Gandhi to dodge the very specific questions being asked? JVC Sriram.
No, there is no question of dodging any specific questions. Now, the same man, Rahul Gandhi, said, I don't even have money to buy train tickets. Where did the 2 flights land on Raebareli on the day of his filing the nomination? Number 1. Number 2, questions have been asked, answers have been given, but probably everybody wants to make it sensational. I would like to ask Rohan Mitra to fulfill the promises that you have mentioned in your manifesto, like 1 lakh rupees per woman in an household. Okay, how many lakhs of crores would you need? What is the plan to raise the funds? How do you plan to conduct an X-ray? Because Mr. Sam Pitroda, fortunately or unfortunately, resigned. For the sake of BJP, I should say unfortunately. Because because this man, Rahul Gandhi, says, I will do X-ray. Sam Pitroda, when he said, it would go to the extent of saying that he might want to do a DNA testing of each one of us. Where is our ancestral coming from and lineage coming from? Now, these are not spoken by Narendra Modi and BJP. The first attack is made by Congress party, wealth redistribution. They spoke about it. X-ray, they spoke about it. They spoke about these freebies. They spoke about Muslims reservation. And you have to respond back. And Acharya came on your channel and said Rahul Gandhi was planning to form a special committee and lock up the doors of Ayodhya Ram Mandir temple. And this was an ex-congressman who was coming and saying.
Okay, so let's take this one by one. I want to actually, Rohan Mitra, play out what Amit Shah said. Let's play out. So when issues are concerned, JVC Sriram says we will talk about each issue individually. Nobody is running away from it. But when it comes to actual leadership, the Congress is found wanting. And that is what the BJP keeps harking back to again and again. Let's listen to Amit Shah.
भाइयों बहनों और राहुल बाबा की स्थिति ये है कि राहुल बाबा अमेठी थे वायनाड गए, वायनाड से रायबरेली गए। मैं बताता हूं राहुल बाबा, रायबरेली में भी आप फाड़ने वालों हो, आपके लिए अब एक ही जगह है, रायबरेली से सीधा इटाली जाकर स्थिर हो जाओ, एक ही जगह बाकी रही है। भाइयों बहनों,
Rohan Mitra, issues will be solved, issues will be addressed, but for that also ultimately you need a leader you can trust.
No, that's fine. You know, the leader we trust in is the man who walked from Kanyakumari to Kashmir. Okay, the whole country saw that. It's not even this. So for Mr. This is the way the Home Minister. See, this is the point which I wanted to make. Mr. Sriram can ask a lot of questions, and I'll try answering a couple of questions he asked. Mr. Sriram, you blatantly pointed out Mr. Sam Pitroda moving out of the Overseas Congress is a boon for the Congress and it's a loss for the BJP because whatever he's been saying is the BJP. See, Mr. Pitroda must have contributed something in Mr. Rahul Gandhi's life and a friend of his father. You cannot, like in everyone's life, there is a father figure. When somebody loses their father figure, let me finish, Padmaja. I'm just answering Mr. Sriram. But the Congress party had quite clearly said that Mr. Pitroda doesn't represent what the Congress party wants to say to the electorate of India. So that part was clear. To break it up every time when you're on the back foot is just very poor politics. Coming back to Mr. Acharya Pramod, that man was for the last 2 years, his bites were used by the media which opposes the Congress party to make up issues that there is an internal rivalry going on between Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi. Today that man is no longer in the Congress. Okay. Why does the Congress or any of the India Alliance leadership need to answer his questions? And as for what Mr. Amit Shah just said, this is a very old ploy. They said it about Sonia Gandhi that go back to Italy. Now they're saying about Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Mr. Gandhi is very much going to be in India. He's already won Wayanad and he's going to win Raebareli and he's going to be the biggest challenger. I'm glad that the BJP is speaking about him as the Prime Ministerial candidate because they have realized that he has the potential to be the next Prime Minister of India.
Shivam Chhabra, Rahul Gandhi is going nowhere. He is going to stay in Wayanad. He is going to win Raebareli. Far from being in Italy, he will very much be here in India in Parliament and annoy you.
So Padmaja, he was only testing what is in Wayanad. This is what you want to say. He fought an election in Wayanad. he tested waters out there. When he was feeling that everything is not going to be all right, he plans to fight it from Raebareli. Why is it so? What kind of
Why
strategy
do
would
you
you want to
continue to
commit?
keep attacking him? Rohan Mitra is saying this is mass diversion. This is just diversion. Constantly attacking
and I
Rahul
tell
for
you-
what? You're saying he'll run away. He's running nowhere.
Padmaja ji, he ran away from Amethi after losing. He virtually ran away from Wayanad after the terror of losing. Now he's moved to Raebareli. So what do you think he's going to go? He's ultimately going to go abroad. There's nothing new in it. We all know. See, ultimately you need to be a serious politician to do some politics here in country. There is no scope of being a part-time politician and a part-time leader out here in Delhi. What is interesting to see is, Padmaja, what is
Okay,
interesting
you're
to see
calling
is
him a part-time politician, but he's full-time into attacking the BJP and making your life difficult. Right now, we have less than a month left for results. For now, will this election change track and put the focus back again on two individuals? Or actually is the focus already on two individuals? Because travel anywhere in the country and you will find that at the end of the day, people will pause for a bit and say, who do I want leading my country at this point? Does it remain the focus of their choice for voting? Or will the other issues which the Congress is trying to focus on become the focal point? That perhaps is going to decide what the next 20 days are like. For the time being, all three gentlemen, thanks for joining.